Are you trying to build the best team in Madden? Well, head on over to instantmuttcoins.com to avoid the packs, save some racks. Link is in the description below. Use code CC now for 20% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here talking about the free 95 overall cards you can get today from either playing the solos or if you want to use training to sort of bypass it. Obviously, if you're going to power these cards up, you have to have them powered up previously. So there's obviously there's a cost with that. But we're going to take a look at these cards and see how good or bad they really are. And I think they're honestly pretty good. So let's take a look and see here. Now they are all Cardinals, okay? And we're gonna see here Kyler Murray, 95 overall Kyler Murray. This is, I mean, fully powered up. You're talking 96 speed quarterback, which is pretty good. Kyler is pretty good. Now he is a scrambler archetype. There are not a ton of like super good usable scrambler quarterbacks in the game, right? There's just not. The main one obviously being Vic, right? Does he compare to Vic? Well, he's one less overall, which is sort of the unfortunate part there, really. But nonetheless, he's good for what he can do and what you want to do. If you really wanted to use, say, like a Cardinals theme team, I mean, it's good. It's good. Like Kyler is a good card. He's gonna hit all the passing thresholds if you power him up, right? Or if you use certain chemistries there. So I'm a fan of this Kyler card. I've always kind of want to be able to use Kyler Murray cards too. You just can't always do it, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Now, one thing with this card, it's Kyler, so he's a little, right? He's a little, but he's gonna be a fine card for you. He's gonna be a totally fine card. I don't think a lot of people are gonna go through and end up getting this card because, again, powering him up is pretty pricey. And if I were gonna get Kyler Murray, I would have to power him up, honestly, to get his full potential out here. His Redux card is $260 right now. On the auction block. There's only one of them up, so it's a little bit of a pricey. He's pricey. His power up is 60k. His team standout is 34k. So you're talking 400k in cards, plus a lot of training. So he's right around. He's similar to Vic Price, right? He's similar to Vic's price, which is fine. Then we're going to get to Larry Fitzgerald. Now, unfortunately with Larry, and one thing I always wish EA did with Larry Fitz cards is give him a bit of a speed boost. Larry is a legend, right? Larry is a Hall of Famer. Larry was never the fastest guy in the league, and obviously Madden is very dominant with speed, especially at the receiver position. But 95 speed, it's not super usable. And one of the cards I've always wanted to have a really usable version of is Larry Fitz. Kind of unfortunate though. On a theme team, a full Cardinals theme team, he's 97 speed. That's totally usable, right? I think 97 is kind of like the cutoff for usable cards for the most part. Maybe 96, but I bet he does play great. I bet he just doesn't get super open sometimes, but catching the ball and all that, I like the card, but this is probably my least favorite one of the cards, honestly. There's no surprise there. Now Chandler Jones, this is a card a lot of people, 83 speed linebacker. I used his old card. When he came out as a limited edition. I picked it up as a rental, right? And I used it on the no money spent team. And Chandler Jones made some plays, okay? And this is just a slightly better version of the card. Look at all powered up. We're talking he's gonna be 90 strength, 98 power move, 95 finesse move. His block shit is just a hair low at 89. And for his archetype, that does hurt him because you want to be able to get stuff like run stopper on him, and it needs to be higher. But as a pure pass rusher here, again, not taking speed to account, this is a really good card. Now, if I were to tell you that this card was a defensive lineman and it was Aaron Donald, I think a lot of people would look at that and be like, I need to go get this card, right? So this is very much a case, in my opinion, where the name on the card and the position does hurt him. Now, one of the advantages with Aaron Donald's cards, obviously, is that he can play DT, right? So if we look at Aaron Donald's current most feared card, I have it up on my screen here, and I can show it to you guys here as well, so we can sort of take a look at it. So remember, 83 speed, 97, 94, 88 block shed, right? So Aaron Donald's current card, this is without chemistry, is going to be slower even when powered up, right? It's going to be slower. His finesse move and power move are basically the same as Aaron Donald. Now his block shed is lower, his strength is a little bit lower. And again, maybe the position he plays hurts him a bit. But this card is very similar to what Aaron Donald's next card could be, a Team of the Year card or whatever else he gets, right? So do not sleep on this Chandler Jones card. If I were not going to be powering up any of these cards, Chandler Jones is probably the way to go. He's a card who, with just chemistry on him, like a pass rush chemistry, unpowered up, is going to be 99 and like 97 for his pass rush moves, which is almost end game. Now, again, the speed's not all there, and there's some other things with the card that aren't exactly perfect. But for a free card that can just be plugged into your team is really, really good. Again, not everything is perfect with the card, and that's okay. But look, this is an outstanding card. It really is. And then we're gonna get to Pat Pete, who is probably a lot of people's first choice, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. Pat Pete, fully powered up, 95, 95, 95. He's gonna be 99 man, 98 zone kind of card, with full lockdown and all that. It's a good. Pat Pete is a really good card. Corners are very dime a dozen. It just depends. If you want to power the card up, Pat Pete is probably the right way to go. Pat Pete normally just plays really well as well in the game too. Now, I don't know who exactly I'm gonna go with on my no money spent team, but when we compare Pat Pete to, let's say, other corners in the game currently, high ranking corners, right? Because if you're gonna power up Pat Pete, you have to get his other cards, right? And like this one is Nat because we did the set, but you're gonna have to get the cards. So even just looking at Pat Pete versus someone like a D'Angelo Hall. Now again, this is a partial theme team on here, but it's gonna be a similar-ish looking card, okay? And there's no power up involved here, right? Very similar-ish card. If we look at Sherman, is kind of not affordable. But as we look at DRC, when DRC gets a 95 overall card, he's gonna look like Pat Pete. Now, hopefully he gets a higher overall card than that. But again, you got to think of it this way, that Pat Pete is that way. If I were going to get Pat Pete, I would power him up. Again, Chandler Jones, I wouldn't power him up. Kyler Murray, to me, he's not really going to fit in the mold of quarterbacks I want to use outside of a theme team. Same with Larry Fitz, right? So if you're powering up, to me, Pat Pete's the guy. If you're not powering up, Chandler Jones is the guy. Again, and make this decision as well, and make this part of your decision when you're going to be picking who you want. And this is important. Can you make coins getting or using this card, right? So for Pat Pete, if I was replacing a corner that someone I could sell, I could make some coins. Hey, that's not bad. Same thing with Chandler Jones, right? Ooh, I could make some coins on this. I could sell my current guy for 200,000 coins, 250K. You get a nice card here too, even if it's not the same overall. That is totally fine. All right, be smart with the decision, because again, I mean, if you want to power anyone up, you can just power anyone up, right? You can bypass them with training. 21,000 training is like 140, 150K. It's about normal price. Honestly, you're not getting some sort of stellar deal with it, but just keep it in mind. All right, just keep it in mind. But I do like these cards. I'm glad they did this. Very cool. It did take a while to get here, but giving us this massive choice of cards, a wide variety of 2 offensive cards, 2 defensive cards, everything with this was done well. So play your solos if you can. If you can't play the solos and you want to power some up, again, bypass them with training. But that is my spiel. Be great. Take care. I am out. Peace.